Hey guys, it's time for another episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll. I'm really excited to be back, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about where I've been, what's going on, and how we can all learn and grow from it. So if you want to know, let's go. Let's get into it right now. Hello, all my beautiful people. If you are still here from when the first episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll aired, I just want to say thank you for putting up with all of my long pauses, because I know that's very annoying. Unfortunately, life gives you a lot of curveballs, and every time I think that I'm getting on track, I find out that I was just kind of going in the right direction, but I wasn't really on track because I'm always seem to be able to be kicked off at any moment of any second. And that's basically what's happened again. I finally started getting on a groove, getting my life in check, getting my mental health in check, getting my life in check, and then all of a sudden, life showed up. And I was like, oh, hey ho, how you been? Please don't hurt me. But life, being the hoe that she is, definitely didn't listen and put me on probably one of the most emotional and physically gut-wrenching roller coasters that I've been on in the past, I would say, year or so. It was definitely a hard one, and it gave me a run for my money. And I've been struggling since probably last December that everything kind of got off keel. But here it is. It's the end of March, and I'm finally back on track. And I think that that's an amazing accomplishment, if I do say so myself. Can we just acknowledge how amazing the mug that one of my best friends that I met over blogging sent to me all the way from the UK? It says, sassy, classy, and a little bit badassy. That's me. I love her. She's an amazing blogger, and she does a lot of beauty stuff, and she's one of my very best friends. So, Autumn, I love you and thank you for my money. I'm gonna put this down before I burn myself. So I have been going through definitely a lot of different things, and today I went through a situation that kind of sparked my direction for the video, and I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, I think I'm just going to talk about this topic as we go into this week, because it's something that's kind of fresh on my mind and my shoulders, and that's kind of the topic of how other people want to define you. I feel like I've come across a lot of different people over the past 4 years in my life that feel like they have a lot to say about me, about my choices, about my life, about who I am as a woman, as a mom, as a model, as a pinup. It's just like one thing after the next, and it's never just strangers. Like, a lot of people will say, well, screw the haters, you don't need them. And it's like, well, it's not just haters though, it's people that I meet in my everyday life, because bloggers have real lives and real families, and it's not just the internet that cares about us. I'm joking. I love you all. Back to my point. I feel like a lot of times people think that they have the right to define you as a person. And a lot of times I feel like I find people trying to define me in ways that don't define me at all. They're things that I've shared with them about my past, or they're things that society would say aren't okay, like being sexy and being a mom, for instance, or being a model and being a mom. There's a lot of people who don't think that that's a possible thing, and a lot of people that will attack somebody like me for the line of work that I do, saying that it's inappropriate for a mom. And I think that a lot of people take the liberties to try and take all of these little tiny things that are a part of your life and then turn them negative and then try to have those be what defines you as a whole. They spend so much time looking for the things about you that they don't approve of, that they don't like, that they never really seem to take any time getting to know the things about you that really are defining characteristics, or really are things that make you the type of friend or mom or sister or dad or brother that you really are. I don't know. I guess I just feel like it's really unfair for people to think that they're the ones that get to define who you are when you're not even finished with the journey that's going to define you. You have so much more time on this earth. You have so much more time to go out and decide what defines you. And I think it's really unfair for people to try and put you in all these stereotypical boxes and not allow you to just show your full potential, or show your true beauty, or show who you really are and what you have to offer, because they cut you off short right out the gate. There's no time for you to show how beautiful of a flower you are, because they've already cut you right off the stalk before you've had time to really glow. Do you know what I mean? I like to glow. I went through something really hard recently where everything about who I was being questioned again. And I feel like I've worked really hard to come out of a situation that I came out of as who I was, and as raw and just kind of destroyed and empty as I was. And I came out this amazing, strong, empowered individual who can speak for herself and defend herself and take care of herself and do anything that's necessary to take care of her kids. And I feel like I constantly have people trying to take all of those strengths away from me. And I'm sitting here going, no, I earned those. I worked hard for those. I worked really hard to be brave in this situation so I could have that medal to pin on my shirt. And you don't get to just take it away because it doesn't go with the idea of what you want for me. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people need to learn that even though you may have an idealistic view for somebody that's important to you, like say a husband or a wife, or no, bad example, like a kid, like your son or your daughter, like if you're a parent or something like that. I think that we all have this ideal mindset of what we think that our people should be like. I love you this way, this is how I'm comfortable, this is how I see you, how I know you, and I want you to stay that way. And if you veer off of that, all of a sudden it's like everybody just explodes, everybody goes crazy, and it's not necessary. You don't always have to agree with how somebody chooses to live or feel or think. But you can love them and respect them enough to allow them to be that way and embrace who you are in your own time, in your own space. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people refuse to coexist in so many different ways, and it can be really draining. It can be really draining to try and have a relationship with somebody who's constantly just tearing away everything that you are because it's not who they want you to be. And that can be a dangerous relationship to be a part of, whether it's a significant other or a parent or a best friend. You can't have people in your life that are constantly trying to dictate and run your life for you, because ultimately you're the one that's living that life. And if you allow somebody else to grab the steering wheel and drive down the road of your life, you don't know where they're gonna stop. Like if I want a cheeseburger, I want you to stop at Burger King. If you stop at McDonald's, I'm gonna be mad. These are important choices. And if you make the wrong one, I just can't deal with that. I definitely been dealing with a lot of the identifying of who people want to claim me as opposed to who I really am. And it's hard when, you know, you're struggling with depression and anxiety. If you're new to this channel, depression and anxiety sufferer right here. Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah. Like, I feel like we're just all just one big happy family. It's like, check, that's me, I fit into this square. But when you're struggling with things like that, it's hard enough figuring out who you are and figuring out what are the things that positively define you and what are the things that you're just unhappy with because it's part of, you know, a mental illness or a physical illness or something like that. You know, it's hard enough trying to figure out how you want to define yourself without having so many other people trying to go over your head and do it for you. And how are you ever going to learn who you are and how you feel about things and how, you know, you think the world works or how you want to handle your own situations in life if somebody else is constantly doing it for you? So I think that for somebody like me, it's always been really terrifying to stand up and be a voice and be like, this is who I am and this is how I see myself, because I struggle with making people happy. I'm a people pleaser. It's one of my downfalls. So a lot of times I'll just go with the flow or do what somebody else thinks is best for me because I don't want to have that confrontation. But I'm learning that sometimes you have to fight for the things that are best for you in life. And not everybody's gonna want you to be taking the path that you're taking. But you just have to really check within your own heart. Check within your own heart and your soul and your spirit and check your peace. If you don't have peace with it, it's probably not the most positive thing in your life and you should probably do a little bit more checking around. But if you're at peace and you feel at home and you feel like you're balanced right now, then don't let anybody tell you that you need to veer off the path that you're going down, because you're doing something in this moment in life that's important. It's going to help you grow as a person. It's like last summer when I kind of went on my crowd wild and crazy binge where everybody was like, oh no, Emily's not pinup anymore and she's vocal and telling everybody her opinions and being loud and mouthy and she's got her boobs out and she's embracing her sexuality. What is happening? Oh no, everybody's going crazy. It's the new world. I agree that I got a little bit louder than I probably needed to be. But it was something that I needed to go through as a person to grow into the woman that I'm supposed to be overall. And I think that we all go through a lot of phases and stages in life because they're all things that teach us more and more about ourselves. And if we try to eliminate those stages and we try to eliminate embracing where our life is taking us because other people aren't okay with it and other people don't like it, we could really miss out on our destiny as we know it. So I think that there's a few really important things that you should focus on when it comes to just embracing you for you first and foremost. And I think a lot of the main thing that you need to pay attention to is, are you safe and are you healthy and are you happy? You know, if you're not healthy, if you're not in a good spot, if you're not safe, if you're living ways that are unhealthy and dangerous for you, then no, you're not in a good spot. It's time to start cleaning out the fridge. You know, the dip has gone bad. The dip has gone bad. If things aren't healthy and you're not in a safe, healthy environment, healthy state of mind, then there are things that you need to be changing. But if you're doing everything in your power to be the best, healthy, happy you, and you're taking care of yourself and you're taking care of your priorities and your responsibilities, like your job and your kids and your bills, but say Annie that you went to school with 3 years ago doesn't like the fact that you drank a beer in front of your kids at a family barbecue is okay and it makes you a bad mom. That stuff doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you love your kids and that you're taking care of them and feeding them and clothing them, and you're not an alcoholic, drunk off your booty, not taking care of your kids. That's what matters. Not that Annie doesn't like it that you had one beer at a barbecue while your kid was present. I'm going to say this in closing. I think that a lot of people are always going to think that they have a say in our life. I think they're always going to feel like they have some type of control. And when people have any type of involvement with one another, they start developing connections. And, you know, it's easy to think that you have a right or a say in someone's life. But, I mean, do you? Do you really? I think if we paid more attention to what makes the people in our lives happy and how we can help support them in those happy endeavors, then we would all do better with one another. But we're all so busy trying to dictate and control and morph everybody into what we think is happiness or what we think is perfect or what we think is beautiful. You know, you could really be hurting people. So that is my shtick for the welcoming back episode of Monday Coffee with the Doll. I just want to say thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I'm doing my best to get all my content in order, to get my videos out there, do better, do more, and I just really appreciate you guys being here the whole time and loving me and appreciating me no matter what I'm doing, no matter what I'm going through. I'm getting teary-eyed. I love you guys, and no matter what crap I'm going through, you guys support me, and that means a lot to me, and I appreciate you guys. So remember, you are in control of the days that fill your week, from Monday to Sunday. Make sure that they hold great value, and you learn something new, and you grow every single opportunity that you get. And whatever you do, make sure that you're doing it in love. So I'm Emily Doll, and that's it for Monday Coffee. So cheers to y'all. I'm going to get another drink. Woo! Thanks for watching Monday Coffee with the Doll. If you liked what you saw, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can be back here on Monday and you don't miss the next episode. Not to mention there's a lot more videos that are going to be coming that are going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you hit that little notification bell. I love hanging out with you guys because we're besties. Let's go have some coffee. I'll see you guys next week.